raad en saam, met lyding en hoop, verdriet en saam staan jy staan. Jy is altyd daar. Dit wat ons doen, ons liefdes, ons vreugdes, ons plekke, ons thuisdes, tot daar waar ons reis, jy is daar. Afrikaans is ons wese. Dis die taal waarin ons groet, die taal is in ons bloed, is Afrikaans, vir ons mense. En ek stuur vir jou 'n sein, met 'n boodskap daarby, en waar jy is, sal jy dit kry, in Afrikaans vir ons mense. Al verander straatname, al word helde laat val, ons is steeds deur ons adem, ons kultuur, ons verhaal, dit sal altyd bestaan. Afrikaans is ons wese. Dis die taal waarin ons groet, die taal is in ons bloed, is Afrikaans, vir ons mense. En ek stuur vir jou 'n sein, met 'n boodskap daarby, en waar jy is, sal jy dit kry, in Afrikaans vir ons mense. Ons is daarmee gebore, die taal waarvoor ons staan, dit vloei deur ons are, ons kinders praat het saam, dit sal altyd bestaan. Afrikaans is ons wese. Dis die taal waarin ons groet, die taal is in ons bloed, is Afrikaans, vir ons mense. En ek stuur vir jou 'n sein, met 'n boodskap daarby, en waar jy is. Dis die taal waarin ons groet, die taal is in ons bloed, is Afrikaans, vir ons mense. En ek stuur vir jou 'n sein, met 'n boodskap daarby, en waar jy is, sal jy dit kry, en Afrikaans vir ons mense. Afrikaans vir ons mense. Afrikaans vir my mense. Afrikaans vir ons mense.
Welcome back once again. This is Chris Report, and he assured me that since I'm down in Boulders, folks, this is Chris Wyatt reporting from South Africa.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Night Owls. This is Chris live in Central Pennsylvania. Once again, can you hear me? Let me know if you've got a 5x5. The software updated while I was out of town, and I'd update to start, and I had to reset the microphones. Let me know if you can hear me. Give me a quick 5x. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, all right. I am home, and you can hear me, says Shawnee. Excellent. So good. Wow, an update. All right, so let's get on it, folks. First off, I'm at home, sitting in my studio once again with my trusty United States Constitution, which, contrary to what a lot of people are believing, the Joe Biden regime has not been given a green light to censor people at social media companies. That's not what happened. The Supreme Court decided that the litigants did not have proper standing. However, if a private citizen would take this case to the Supreme Court, it would be a very different outcome. But the state's attorney general do not have a dog in the fight, according to the U.S. Supreme Court. I disagree with the Supreme Court, but the captured Supreme Court decided that today. So we're going to get to that. Lots to talk about. Unfortunately, we're going to have to discuss things like, of course, the situation with Ronaldo and other things. We're still waiting for a cabinet in South Africa. And Vanna du Plessis says, Awe Masakinda. All right, well, let's get into it. 98 people currently here. Thanks for joining me tonight, folks. Let me say hello to everybody in the chat. Hey, let me say hi to all the hate wankers out there. I know there's a few lurking hate wankers self-pleasuring themselves right now who are just looking looking for something to grab a hold of. Ooh, he used an N-word. He used a K-word. He did this, he did that. Never done any of that, and you'll never hear me do that because that's not who I am. So you can play all your games and do all the things you want to, but you're wasting your time here. It'd be better spent elsewhere. I simply bring people the truth, cogent, thoughtful, concise, intelligent analysis, and let them decide for themselves. You don't have to believe what I tell you. You can go look it up. I tell you my sources for information, so welcome back. Anyway, my eyes are a little bit out, so I'm going to have to put the glasses on periodically. Apologize for that, but I am, traveling 24 hours now, and here I am broadcasting about an hour after I got back to my house. So, Freelance Kate's here in the chat. Welcome to you. The BackaBuddy has been deleted, and I think that when all is said and done, BackaBuddy has, number one, exposed themselves for the dishonesty of themselves. I have seen the email that they sent to the creator of the BackaBuddy campaign, and it says it violates terms and conditions, but offers no explanation of violating terms and conditions. It says something about hate speech. There's no hate speech in the campaign. There's no hate speech in the write-up. So once again, at the end of all of this, they may have created another martyr here, this whole situation. And of course, the South African Human Rights Commission, which wants to take him to court, they are also creating a martyr here because this is not going away. Black, white, colored South Africans are standing up for the nonsense that's going on, and we're talking, of course, about Ronaldo. But that's not the focus of today's discussion, but it will come up from time to time. BackaBuddy is gone. That is correct. The money will be refunded to the people who went through BackaBuddy, and my recommendation is just don't use the site. They've just proven just how illegitimate, just like GoFundMe. They've proven how legitimate they were by shutting down the accounts of law-abiding truckers in Canada at the express wishes of the fascist government of Juicy Trudeau. So, same thing in South Africa. These people cave like a cheap suit in a perfectly legitimate campaign to help someone raise legal costs. Didn't violate the terms and conditions. Their terms and conditions only apply to them. This is, once again, a private corporation which violates terms and conditions that they agree to. They hold you to the standards, just like PooTube does, but they don't live up to the standards. And if somebody had a lot of money, they could sue them, and I'm pretty sure they'd win. So, Val Cooper's here, Pierre Orban. We got George Steinberg in. How are you doing, George? How was the flight? It was fine as far as flights go. There's Sandy Hunt. Welcome, Sandy. And then Teresa, Vilma Rasmus, James Bowie, Vilma Mealy made wonder what Ronaldo is up to. Well, why do you wonder what he's up to? What do you think he's up to? Obviously not making social media. And Debbie says, welcome back. Thank you. Fensal Kogenberg, welcome to you. Sue Walsh, greetings. Glad you reached home safely. Thank you. It is a long flight. And then there's a flight from Atlanta to get here as well. Yep, and Chris is not late. 2 p.m. I was online at 2 p.m. Don't tell people that. Don't put your hands up in the air. You're just being silly. I was here at 2 o'clock. This program started exactly 2 o'clock. I don't know what clock you're using, but mine's set with atomic time. So I don't know where you're getting your time from. So who else we got there? Val says, got to wonder what pumps Chris's veins that keep him going to go. Well, you know what pumps me? Is quite frankly, the idiots, the trolls, the hate wankers, and their nonsense. I just love it because what we're doing is revealing the truth. And this isn't some crazy conspiracy channel that, this happened or that happened, or, no, we don't do that. We deal in facts, and you get it from someone that spent 4 decades doing analysis, who lectured at university, who's a published author, who's an intelligence analyst, someone who's been there, done that, traveled the world, experienced in so many different fields. That's what you get here. And that scares the left. That scares the far right. That scares people. I tell you, it's someone was telling me they're going to tell the CIA that I'm out doing this. Okay. I don't really think the CIA cares what I'm doing. If you think it's going to make a change in the world, hey, buddy, they got a public website. You type in CIA.gov, and I bet you'll find it, their public website, and you go tell them what you want. Tell them that Umpo Kruger in the 21st century is traveling to South Africa. Or you can tell them that Father Christmas, Père Noel, is in South Africa. What's he doing here? Oh, you should investigate this. Yeah, what a bunch of losers. Anyway, so who else we got here? Fleshin is in from the UK. Welcome to you. And this thing is not playing nice here, YouTube. All right, so Jam says music is brilliant. Yes, die Taal is in ons bloed. The language is in our blood, Afrikaans, for about 8-9 million South Africans, easily. I'm hoping for his safety. Thank you for Dylan. And Matthew says, away, right-wingers. Tegan Ailbreck, how you doing there? Rita Walters, Debbie Morey, we missed our Giselle. Yeah, the Giselle intro has not been there for a while because I've been in South Africa. James Bowie says, I hope you had a good trip home. It was good. Music makes up for him being late. Once again, I'm not late. I was on time. Stop it. I do come occasionally late, but there's such thing as late. This is my content. I broadcast when I want. And the problem is that here's the real problem. Because YouTube no longer allows content creators to publish live streams whenever they want. Unless you go live that moment. When you set a stream, you're forced to do it on the quarter hour. I don't like that. For people, remember when I started my program, I always did it at 35. So 335, 235, 735, 835, 935. I always did it. That was always when I started my program. So it didn't interfere with other broadcasters. But YouTube changed that about 2 years ago, and we can't do that. So, yes. Yes, we got it, Freelance Kate. It's deleted. But there is a place where you can get that. And I think somebody may be able to share that. That is shared in some of the groups. It's directly to the law firm that's collecting the money. So let me see if I can get that. I think I've got the image because it's being passed around now. Let me pull it up here very quickly and see. It says, please help us in our fight for justice for Ronaldo. South African Human Rights Commission taken to court for a video made in 2010. And it gives the ABSA trust account, the branch code, account number, and reference Ronaldo Hus. So justice for Hus is what the tagline on that is. That's available. People can check that out. So, but thank you. Who said that? Peter Jean Vost says, thank you. I'm glad I'm home as well. A bit tired. A more. Good evening to you and a fellow Wyatt Army. Yes. Yes. All right. So what else? Good evening, Casper Fundavestizen. Welcome to you. Chris Ehlers. How's it going, Chris? Ursula says, hello, everyone. Hope you're all keeping warm. Yeah, you're keeping warm. I don't have to keep warm. It is woo hot here, man. Hot, hot, hot. Me soul on fire, singing hot, hot, hot. Woo, got off the plane in Atlanta. Hit by a wall of heat. Of course, it's summertime in the U.S. and the Northern Hemisphere, and then it's warm here in Pennsylvania, but by comparison to Atlanta this morning, it feels nice, but still warm. I'm going to go get some exercise in for my hip a little bit later on and see how it does. Faye is back. Good evening to you. Ernst is there. Shawnee, Green Phantom. Who else we got there? Leo Vinyasa from Rendsburg. Sound is good. Debbie says, wow, what a new update. Need a decent SA trip for a Globetrotter. Okay. Loud and clear says Maryland. Thank you for that. Pierre Aubin, Sue Walsh. Mealy says, okay, got you, Mealy, mate. Here you 5x5. Thank you guys for that. So I'm way behind the chat now. Let me catch up a little bit here. Right, Green Fam, you need to watch Blank Fast. What's this? White Genocide, the guys in the government of national unity. Are you talking about, what's his name, the Andile? This is pre-recorded. No, you're not talking AI. Nice. Chris is back in time for tomorrow night's clown show. Yes, for the debate. People are saying that CNN is claiming you cannot comment on. Who the hell do they think they are? I'll comment all I want on the clown show tomorrow night. Now, CNN can claim broadcast rights and say that people can't broadcast the content, but they aren't the ones broadcasting it. It's being broadcast by the president's debates folks and the White House. So that's public domain. So CNN can cry all they want, but we can say all we want about this. They're going to stop all the media in America from talking about it. They're just fools. They have no exclusive rights to what's said in that meeting. Johannes Fundamevis says, great stuff. Glad you're home. Happy landings. Thanks for your visit. We enjoyed all the pot. All okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, is Ronaldo here? Did somebody say Ronaldo? Hello to him. I didn't see Ronaldo. And I'm sorry, I missed. Marty van Balen says, we must ask Ronaldo to ask his attorney to open a bank account. Well, it's there. Is Ronaldo here? I didn't see it. Reese is here. Hey, Reese. Oh, there's Ronaldo. Thanks for all the support. Great person. All right, I'm going to put that on the screen, folks. And, of course, then the hate wanker is going to go, oh, look at this right-winger supporting this guy. No, I'm just bringing you public information. So let me do this here very quickly. I'll put up on the screen, leave it there for a few minutes. There it is. There's your, it's I pronounce that because it's Afrikaans. Attorneys there. It's an ABSA account, and there's the information. So if you want to help out, you can. The BackaBuddy is dead. That's correct, because BackaBuddy has revealed just how dishonest they are. They're the ones who violate terms and conditions. I've read the statement that was posted by the campaign person who started the campaign. There is nothing in there that inspires hate speech or threatens anyone's life. It simply says that Ronaldo's been falsely accused of something and they'd like to back him, and states what happened. That is just a cowardly company that is going to regret what they've done. Because now people simply not use that site anymore. Kind of like what happened to GoFundMe. They exposed their leftist tendencies and they went down in a crash in a big flame fires. Yeah, Amor says, Ansler's made a brilliant video. Yes, he did, Amor, but he has the luxury of that sitting there in the studio and time to think about it. I've been running around all over the place. I will make a video again about this. I've already talked about it extensively, but I will make a video and bring out all the points that I've been talking about here ever since this story broke. Yeah, so Reese, hello to you. I met Reese's mom and dad and didn't really meet her brother, but saw her brother. Didn't meet her sister. I guess I saw her, but didn't know it was her sister at the time. Green Fans, you need to watch. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's the guy I'm talking about. Yeah. All right, so what else? Ronaldo's confirm new details to donate if you want. There you go. So that's it right there. So I brought that up on the screen. Whoever wants to. And that is not going away. That's to a law firm, and that's to a legitimate bank account. So there you go. Also, the law firm will give daily updates, and it'll be made available through social media so people know how much money's gone in there for transparency. Unlike the South African government or even my American government, which at times is quite opaque, you'll get updates on that if you want. Hey, Ronaldo, good evening to you. So if you're wondering how Ronaldo's doing, well, he's watching my content, so clearly he's getting smarter by the minute. Julia Assange is at home. That's correct, and we're going to talk briefly about that today. Mealy Meal says, why are you no longer posting? Are you serious, Mealy Meal? Are you a real account or you're trolling, buddy? Because you already started with this nonsense that I was late and going on. Seriously, why is he not posting? Probably because under instructions of his political party and the government ethics office and his attorneys that he shouldn't be posting on social media. I mean, seriously, can you imagine if he went to social media just how it would go? I mean, you know the trolls are going to show up there by the thousands. Ronaldo will not be posting anytime soon would be my expectation, and I can't expect how anybody would expect him to be posting. I mean, that's pretty self-evident. Kenya's gone to mega riots, correct? Yep, going to talk about that as well. And what else we got here? Keith Alderson's in, and there's Ronaldo. There you go. There's the information. Ronaldo put it in there. Let me pin that. It's not going to work there. Shoot, that was at 2:12. Go back a little bit there. Ronaldo, let me pin it at the top there. Okay. Pin message. Okay, so it's at the top now, that message you want. Michael Holmes, do you think DA decision was the best decision? Yes, Michael. Given the circumstance, given the fact that South Africans don't want any party to have majority control, my opinion from the very beginning, when the results came out, is that the best possible, least worst option for South Africans was an ANC, DA, IFP coalition. That's it. None of this government national unity, not 10 parties, not this nonsense going on now. 3 parties, Klabisa the president, or deputy president, worst case, and there you go. Yes, of course I think it's the best outcome for South Africa. You all didn't bother voting. White South Africans, apparently 75%, so 3 out of 4 voted. Black South Africans, only 55% of them voted, or something like that. It's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. All right, so there you go, Michael. Green Fam, just watch the video. Can't live stream and comment. Huh? So how did you find your voting stations to yours and admit that whether awesome you... The voting stations. Oh, by the way, let's be very clear about something. Some hate wankers have been apparently writing comments on my videos, which I haven't seen. What I was back here in the States, I've run into a couple people who told me already they're watching my videos while I was gone. First off, I think this guy who's pretending to be Dalian Pofu's nephew, is that really him in the Ronaldo group, the Fourth Seconds group, is going back and forth, and he still hasn't contacted me. I'm still waiting. For those of you in that group, I'm still waiting for a message from this guy. Let me just double check. I don't want to misspeak. Yep. No, the guy's never written to me. He just wants to get me in the group so he can take my comment and misuse it. Anyway, so there's some hate wankers going around saying that, oh, you're violating the law, you were interfering with elections. No, let's get something very straight. I don't violate the elections. I'm actually a judge of elections, you dingbat doorknobs who are making those false statements. You're liars, and you're committing slander, and you're also committing libel when you print that. And I suggest you stop your horse shit, because you know what? There's lots of attorneys in South Africa, so knock your horse shit off and go bother someone else, because it's not bothering me. It's also factually incorrect. Unless you want to expose your true identity in a court of law and go through court costs because you lose a case, you best just stop it. I mean, exactly. I was not an official observer of the elections. I went as an independent journalist, and I did not enter a single polling station. You have no evidence of that because it never happened. I did not interfere with a single voter who is voting. You have no evidence of that because it never happened. And I would never do that. I'm a judge of elections, and I do not do that here. I observe the conduct of elections from outside in public spaces where the public is allowed to transit. I did not speak to anyone who was voting. I spoke to people after they voted if they wanted to talk to me. And many people did, including many of my viewers who saw me. At least 5 saw me and came up to me. I didn't approach them while I was on the street. So people don't know what they're talking about. They're just spreading malicious garbage because this is their life. Their life is so sad that that's what they do. So pathetic that that's what they do. And when it gets dark, they sit in a corner and they hate wank. That's what they do. Anyway, so sad. Right. Yeah, I got the South African SEAL salute on the way out. That was true from down there at Gordons Bay. But the elections, I think South Africa's elections, as I said, were on the whole were conducted pretty well from what I saw. But again, I only have one anecdotal example, the Western Cape. 12 polling stations, though, is a very good sample. And the areas that I went to, I mean, I went to Somerset West, upscale, middle income, upper income, but not the uber wealthy. There's a few uber wealthy people there, but Somerset West, down in that part. I went to 5 stations in Kylie. By the way, where are the leftist hate wankers? Ooh, Chris went to poor black neighborhoods. Ooh, yeah, they don't mention that, do they? 5 stations in Kylie. Went there. By the way, all the lies that LMC puts on here. Oh, there's no electricity. There's no plumbing. There's no robots. Those are lies. I mean, I knew this already, but I can tell you and I can show you pictures of functioning robots, roads that don't have potholes in it, lights that are functioning, formal housing. And of course, there are lots of informal houses there, and lots of people don't have those things. But that's a partial picture. It's not the full picture. The authorities in the province and in the city of Cape Town have been extending the grid and extending things. And so people with their lies instead of the truth, really frustrating. But you know what? The world is full of liars, and a lot of them sit in political office in the U.S. and in South Africa. But yeah, the election I thought was conducted pretty well. What I will say, and I said this throughout the time I was in South Africa, is that many people were not prepared for the election. And I'm talking about specific voting stations. I can tell you that at least one station in Khayelitsha was not run particularly well, but the other 4 were run very well. There were no queues. People were coming. There was one queue, but people got through pretty quickly, and they were able to vote without any shenanigans. But the Somerset West had 850 people standing in line at 9:45 in the morning. Not because there was a surge in voters, because they weren't prepared. Some polling stations like Tableview had just 2 tablets, and there were no election workers coming out telling people, hey, listen, you're elderly, you're over 60, go to the front of the queue. Oh, you have a baby in a pram, go to the front of the queue. Oh, you're disabled, go to the front of the queue. They never did that. I don't want to hear about the special day of voting and no empathy for those people, because that's bullshit. You should be able to vote on election day, and the authorities should be able to accommodate you. We accommodate the disabled people or the handy-capable people. We have devices you can even blow into a thing to vote. We have things that have, big numbers on it so you can see the big letters, you can do it. We have for those visually impaired. We have a mechanism for people who have mental impairments. They're eligible to vote. That's the truth. We have a machine, a capability of a process for people who has a proxy to vote for them legitimately and legally. There's a process for it. So I don't want to hear this nonsense about, they have a special day. That's stupid. I don't know why South Africa does that. You're telling people that they're not part of the process. But whatever. I'm not going to judge you. I'm just telling you that people should have been told to go to the front of the line. There should have been a work out there. At Woodbridge Primary, there were 2 guys outside who were working the polls. They're coming out. And when elderly people come in, sir, ma'am, please go to the front of the queue. We take you up there. Oh, you got a baby in the pram. Oh, he's about 4 months old. Let's go to the front of the queue. That didn't happen everywhere. And machines weren't. So it was uneven. But that had no stolen, no fake, no missing, none of that nonsense. I saw none of that. So anyway, there you go. To all the troll racists we hear support anyone that's their human rights denied. Yep. Okay, so Marty says, Ronaldo, we're going to back our buddy. Stay strong. 96 degrees? Where's that 96 degrees at? I just saw somebody said 96 degrees. In the shade, says Jan Fillon. Do post that video on Twitter as well. Which video is that, Hendo? Thanks for pointing this out and supporting Ronaldo. Well, I'm just telling the facts about Ronaldo. This isn't support. This isn't turning on him. I'm just reporting the facts because the facts speak for themselves. So if you guys want to support Ronaldo by financially helping him, go for it. If you want to support him morally, go for it. If you think Ronaldo did something wrong, go for it. But the facts don't state that. So what's the see that Streetback? We're just in time. We have stumbled into a major crime. Yeah, that's Dragnet. Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. I just did a screen grab of the attorneys. Okay, there you go, Marilyn. Reese says, Colonel Wyatt, can't believe they met you before I did. Oh, that's right, Reese. We've never met in person. That's because Yanni's always playing, Call of Duty or something, so I can never come by. That's right, Reese. We've never met in person. I've interviewed you, but we've never met in person. Wow. So I met your parents first. That's funny. Mary Sinclair says Ansel posted. Yes, he did. I saw it when I was at the airport. Or I was on a flight using the Wi-Fi on the flight. Any leaks in the cabin? Yeah, these leaks are actually ridiculous. People that leak that kind of information are not trustworthy unless, it's intentional by a political party. Yeah, Julian Assange. Yep. All right. Most expensive vote in my entire life, says Debbie. Oh, that's right, because you were traveling. Yes, Chris, Ronaldo has an advocate. That was in the screen capture. Ursula says, hang in there. And Ronaldo says, thanks to everyone. Crab Toes. Hi, Ronaldo. Okay. And then who else we got here? Eric is here. Good evening, Erica. Reese is still there. Sean Fulshing. Hey, Sean. Sean, Eric, a great host during my time there. Will you be live tomorrow for the debate? Mealy Meal, I plan to. I got to see what's going on if I can get the broadcast that doesn't get me a copyright claim. And that won't be on this channel, though. It'll be on my original @real Chris Wyatt. Real, R-E-A-L, Chris Wyatt. Not putting it on here because YouTube censors political speech in America. They're not legitimate, and I don't want to lose this channel, so I'll put that content on the other channel just in case they come up with some bogus. There's Smee again. Welcome back. Rajiv Nana says, I tried sending a message regarding, however, it was way too long. Any platform I can send to so we can use it for your next live. You can send an email here. Red Rhino's become a member. Thank you for that. For those who don't know, I offer hand salutes when people become members or the membership is renewed on the channel. As a retired U.S. Army colonel, I've had to salute many people, and as a younger soldier and as a NCO and as a young officer, I saluted people and then returned salutes when I became an officer. And it's a sign of respect. And so you also show that you have no weapon in your hand. So I do that for memberships. Thank you for supporting the channel. You can send a message here to this, to my email on this account, Rajiv, if you want. And if it's appropriate, we'll get it to someone. Marika Yonka. Good evening, everybody. Ronaldo will never stop believing you. Okay, Winterhoek needs you. Okay, all right. Debbie says, not the kind of break, rest, recovery we wanted for you, but we're behind you, Ronaldo. Oh, yeah. Clive Street, good evening to you. Matthew Dixon is here, okay. Debbie says, you did some serious mileage that day and had good coverage. Thank you. Oh, well, look, I covered 18 of 19 polling stations when I ran for office in April, on April 23rd. 18 of 19. I went from 6 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. It was crazy. The book lady is in the chat. Yes, the book lady is, of course, Sandy. Michael says, do you think the same machines, Michael, you're not going to get me to say that. I didn't say any machines stole anything. I never made that statement. Never made that statement. You can't say that on YouTube. There's no such thing as free speech. If you make such a claim, you'll lose your channel. I never made that claim in 2020. I did accurately report on the state of Pennsylvania violating its election law and getting away with it and telling people they're going to do it. And then nobody even squawking about it. I squawked starting in August of 2020. And that's why I became a target for the evil regime. All right. Stood 15 minutes after ID flown in from Joburg, Cape Town. Funny how I made more of a plan than most others. Yeah, exactly. Rajiv says, you can say that again regarding table view. I didn't end up voting. Are you serious, Rajiv? So do you vote in table view? I'm so sorry to hear that. Table view was a disaster, brother. I'm so sorry to hear that. That is unacceptable. But look, I understand why. I was there. And I talked to someone, Richard, who was in line. I didn't talk to him. He approached me from the line. He came out of the line, approached me. I didn't go interfere with the line. Richard was back for a second bite at the apple. He'd come and spent like 2 hours early in the day and didn't get in. So he came back in the night to make sure he got the vote. So yeah, that's bad mojo. Right. What else we got here? And Hendo put the email address in. Serious salute that. Thank you, Crab Toast. Dawn Leopold says, good evening. I actually have nephews whose surname is Leopold. Yep. And nephews and nieces. And Ron is in from Bloemfontein. Welcome to you. South African Twitter is basically a Ronaldo reaction post and then other races. Parliament wants to be removed. Winnie Findham says, I know, I was wondering where you're at. Yeah, he's around. I hadn't seen him the last couple of days, though. All right, so let's get to some of those. 189 people currently here, just 89 likes. You guys can work on that. Come on.
That was easy.
Here's the button. You can just push it. That was easy. Anyway, so got my Cape Town t-shirt on. Got the geographic coordinates there. 33 degrees, 0.9249 south longitude. Longitude, latitude. Anyway, and 18 degrees, 0.4241 east. Yeah, there you go. So that's where Cape Town's at. Oh, this is from a previous trip. License plates right here. So I'm official. I could put this on my car or my bucky, and I'm good, right? I don't think so. All right, we got news to get to, so let's get to that, folks. Thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to spread the word. Listen, and yes, long. That's what I said, longitude, latitude. Didn't I get it right? Right. So yeah. So let's get into the news and talk about it. By the way, for those of you who watch Mama's Magical Quest, thank you for that. That was a labor of love for me. Sandy asked me to read her book, and I said, sure, I'll do it. And I wanted to find the right spot to do it, because, sitting here in the studio is not, it's not, I can do it, but it's not quite the same. So when I was in the Vol Triangle, and all y'all said you'd come to a meet and greet, and only Ronell came, but that's fine. We had a good time, and we did the live stream, waiting hours on end for Jacob Zuma to show up, and then I recorded it in the morning, nice, crisp, cool winter morning. Nobody bothered me, although the guy trying to rake up the leaves came out, made some noise. But I recorded that, and I thought it was a good setting. So I did the second one. I recorded the second one from Gordon's Bay. I couldn't quite get the perfect spot, but I think it's okay. You can see the mountain in the background. And the third one, I think I found an iconic backdrop. Had a little hiccup with traffic. I've been to Zorgvliet. Every time I go to South Africa, I go to Zorgvliet. And I love to stay there. It's a little pricey to stay at, but I'll just usually spend one night because that's all I can afford. But Garrett's been there with me. We had a meet and greet. And also, who else was there with us? Nick Rose also showed up there and others. But that is an iconic background. I got the mountains in there, and it gets framed by the tree. So that was the third one. So I really enjoyed reading those books, and I kind of always thought that I had a knack for it because I've been on radio, but I'd never pushed it. So thank you, Sandy, asking me to read those books. It was incredible. I enjoyed it, and I hope I did justice to them. Once or twice, you had your South African vernacular, and my mind saw it and read it in English, American English. But no one will notice that except Sandy. She's the author, and me. So anyway, but I think it went pretty well. So thank you for that. Mama's Magical Quest, and there's 3 of them. Mary says, love the reading. You have a good voice for it. Well, thank you so much for that, Mary. I am so appreciative of that. Really appreciate that. Anyway, so let's, I keep saying let's get to the news. People are going to leave on me. I don't think they actually want the news. They just want me to chat. But I do have some news to talk about. Cyril Ramaphosa's cabinet announcement is imminent, according to News 24. What's imminent? Well, imminent could be any day now. So we're still waiting. It's been 26 days this month plus the 30th and 31st, 28 days, 4 weeks. 4 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. We've been waiting for a month. It's been a month since the election. Can you believe that? It's been a month, and we do not have a cabinet. We don't really have a government. They haven't really told us. Have you seen the terms of the government and national unit? We were told it's going to be released. I haven't seen it. Have you seen it? We know it's been leaked. The letters have been leaked. Fikile Mabulula and Helen Zilla's letters have been leaked, but we haven't seen them. The public hasn't seen it. Yeah, in South Africa, we just say now. Exactly. Exactly. So, Ramaphosa's cabinet announcement is imminent, according to some sources, some specially placed sources with the News 24. Amanda Koza says this. South Africans can soon breathe a sigh of relief as Ramaphosa expects to announce his inclusive government of national unity soon. A source close to Munir Palapala, who was not authorized to speak to the media, but did so anyway, confirmed the president was expected to make an all-important announcement on Thursday. A source who is not authorized to speak to the media did exactly that. Now, people that do that cannot be trusted unless that person was sent by Ramaphosa to leak this information, which is always possible. So we don't know that. But generally speaking, if you're not authorized to talk to the media and you do, you can't be trusted. Oh, my goodness. All right, so now next we're going to get to the Ronaldo story. The independent line is just, they're pouring more kerosene on the fire. They are destroying their business model. I'll tell you what. Ooh, if I was attorneys, I'd be looking at this going, ooh, you're going to get a big payday. Ooh, independent line, keep running these stories. Keep calling them racist. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Because you have no evidence of it. And you've not admitted that you've used a doctored video. They haven't done that because they know they're going to be in trouble if they do that. They should say that they could say that we've been misled. Oh, we were given a video, told this is the original. Our experts looked at it and they said it was real. Well, it is real, but it's edited. So, I'll tell you what, there must be some lawyers going, boy, I tell you what, we are going to bury that newspaper. I'm telling you, man, I think it's going to happen. Let's get to it. Ronaldo's support campaign removed from BackaBuddy as Elon Musk enters the Andile. Now, I can't even pronounce this guy's name. I've never been able to do it. Who puts it? I mean, this is like buy a vowel, dude. MNGX. Buy a vowel. Buy a vowel. Mnaxtama Frey. Yep. Crowdfunding platform BackaBuddy has closed donations to a fundraising campaign support of suspended Democratic Alliance MP Ronaldo. Their campaign had raised $48,000 when it only been up for like a day or so. BackaBuddy CEO Patrick Schofield told Elle that the fundraising campaign support has been under active discussion throughout the day on Tuesday. There's an internal review process that includes our campaign support and vetting teams, which will usually make a direct decision. In a case like this, the decision as to what action should be taken was then requested to include EXCO input. He indicated the campaign had been flagged very early after its initiation. After review, the decision was made to close the campaign as did not fit with BackaBuddy's terms and conditions. That's a lie. That's a lie, ladies and gentlemen. BackaBuddy's terms and conditions are publicly available. I've read them, and that campaign did not violate their terms and conditions. So, they can sit there mealy-mouthed, but they have also made themselves a target of another lawsuit. Not by me. I'm not involved in this. Anyway, return to sender. The money will go back to the donors. Yep. So the crowdfunding campaign, according to a statement posted on X, BackaBuddy said our platform's policy enable campaigns to launch immediately. Once the campaign is live, the vetting and validation campaign begins. What are you vetting? There was nothing hateful in there. There was no threats to anybody. There wasn't even any reference to race in there. This is just lies. Just lies. Anyway, now Elon Musk has entered the fray. Ooh, Elon Musk has entered. He replied to 2 tweets with exclamation marks where a video of Andile appears to exhort his followers to a rally to kill white people. Yep, that's exactly what he was doing in that thing. Philip Marchant, good evening to you. And where's Chris going? Sorry to see you go. Anyway, so there's that. So let's talk about Andile right here. Okay. Andile's return to Parliament causes a stir as old hate speech video resurfaces. Hate speech. I'm sorry. Hey, so it's not racist. It's not racist. Now, this is the Times Live. Notice that the Black Land First leader, Andile Knamas, come back to Parliament, has caused a stir after an old hate speech video. You mean a racist video? He's among 58 members sworn in. Video was taken 5 years ago at an event in Potchefstroom, showing him chanting, "For every one life taken, 5 white lives will be taken." That's what he said. That's what he said. Yep. Yep. Now, Anika Langa says that she was part of the campaign demanding that Ronaldo be removed from Parliament, and she's saying they got to remove this guy too. Of course, Anika, that doesn't excuse your ignorance, because your ignorance is that you are either hoodwinked or willfully dishonest about what's actually happened in the case of Ronaldo. So, right. Al-Jamaa. Wow, Al-Jamaa. Talk about racist comments. Ooh, did you hear the speech in Parliament? Yeah, that's right. When the president was going to, when he was voted on, yeah, we got every political party that represented Parliament got up there, and the vile, horrible things that came out of the mouth of the leader of Al-Jamaa. Yeah, he says we are going to join the Progressive Caucus to ensure the South remains apartheid-free zone. Here's the problem: apartheid exists in South Africa. It does. You have racial discrimination and exclusion on a daily basis. It's called broad-based black economic empowerment. It's called quotas. It's called favoritism. It's called the Tourism Relief Fund. You have a country that is obsessed with race at the government level and discriminates against South Africans based on race. The only difference is it's not called the National Party. And its target isn't black people. It's white people and brown people. So it remains apartheid-free. Apartheid isn't gone. It's there. It's there each and every day. Racial discrimination is the norm. It's legal in South Africa, and the world looks the other way. Strange, when a minority committed racial exclusion and discrimination, the world cared. But now when the minorities are the target, they don't care. Members of the Progressive Caucus. Well, here's Bantu Holomisa in the Progressive Caucus. But isn't he going to join the Government of National Unity? So I'm really confused. You can't be in both. There's General Holomisa. So I haven't talked to him about this. Huh. Oh, okay. So the UDM, PAC, and Al-Jamaa have left it. So there you go. The ATM, EFF, and UAT remain. Yeah. So they want to make sure. ATM leader Vuyolowethu Zungula said all parties were independent and it wouldn't stop the work of the Progressive Caucus. He added, we are going to continue doing our work. It's in our longstanding conviction that there needs to be a progressive force outside of government that will fulfill what the Constitution requires, which is oversight and holding the executive to account. You don't need progressives to do that. You just need legitimate, honest politicians. Anybody can hold the government to account. On the center, in the right, on the left, doesn't matter. Well, ladies and gentlemen, would you like to know who the top employers are in South Africa? So every time that I talk about how unimportant South Africa is to the world, which I do, I mean, I don't harp on that, but it is true, because a lot of South Africans have this warped view that it's 1970 and South Africa is critically important in the fight against communism. No, communists have taken over your government, my government, they've won. And we're getting rid of them right now at the ballot box. But strategic minerals, nope, your minerals aren't that valuable anymore. Anyway, but who are the top employers? Well, I talk about the threat to lose foreign direct investment. Look at all the top employers in South Africa. You ready for this? And remember what I say about foreign direct investment. You need it. So the ShopRite group of companies has just joined the list of over 140 businesses named as top employers. Okay, so here are the top 10 employers. Vodacom, South African. HCL Technologies. Unilever, not South African. Mondelez, not South African. Daimler, not South African. Accenture, not South African. Heineken, not South African. Santam, Novartis, not South African. And Mercedes-Benz, not South African. So of the top 10 companies that employ people in South Africa, only 1 or 2 are actually South African companies. The rest are subsidiaries of international corporations, and would exist were it not for the foreign direct investment and the interest of foreign countries. So when the people think they can have autarky and run the South African economy without the world, dream on. Your 10 largest employers, you'll fire everybody. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. People have this strange view of the world. The 2024 national election polls and actual results, and the one that nailed it according to Business Tech. They don't, well, I didn't do a poll, so this is accurate reporting. But they don't talk about the one analyst who got it correct. I said 38 to 42% for the ANC in November of 2020. And I stuck to that from November 2021 until now. I stuck to that. Yep. And guess what? I was right. So they're saying the Social Research Foundation one, that's the one that's closest. So Business Tech says the one that got it closest. Yep. The polls leading up to the elections have become increasingly hot topics. And they said the one that was closest was the Social Research Foundation with a deviation only 7 points. A deviation of 0 will represent a spot on call. Okay. So here you go. And there's the actual there. This is the numbers they're going with now. But the ANC supposedly had 40.2. Now I'm seeing they're saying they have 39.76. Whatever the case is. 39.76 is still in the window that I picked. The DA at 21.79, slightly below what I said. MK, the EFF went down. I said they go below 10%. I said 9 to 11. But anyway. So there you go. There you go. So that's the polling for the election. The German government, well, German experts anyway, are going to investigate the plane crash in Malawi when the vice president died. Malawi has started investigations into the cause of a plane crash that killed Vice President Saulus Chilima and 9 others on June 10th. Government spokesperson Moses Kunkuyu said that German experts will look into the several areas leading to the crash of the Dornier 228, and that would be explained because the Dornier is a German manufactured aircraft. That's why they're looking into it. Kenya's President Ruto has caved, ladies and gentlemen. He's given up. President William Ruto says he rejects a finance bill that would have imposed a series of tax hikes after protesters stormed Parliament and people been getting killed in the violence. President Ruto said he will not sign a finance bill that led protesters to storm Parliament and anger over rising costs, adding that the bill containing tax hikes would be withdrawn. I concede and therefore will not sign the 2024 finance bill, and it shall subsequently be withdrawn. The people have spoken. No, the people have acted like troublemaking idiots and killed people and caused chaos. The people have spoken. This is called collapsing and caving. Oh, hang on a second. Well, let's see. So let me get back here. We've got some trolling going on here. I didn't see this. He showed up. No audience for the debate. Even if CNN pays me not to watch, I'll wait for you to report. Well, thank you for that, Winnie. I mean, if I can't broadcast it, I'll watch it and then I'll report on it after the fact. Red Rhino's here. Just joined after your Twitter tag. Okay, it was an interesting story, says Vilma. And then what am I missing over here? Okay, now I'm catching up there. Dylan says, hope you enjoyed it in the fall. The fall was okay. I love the winter there, but yeah, it was fine. Mary says, love the reading. Thank you. Okay, now this is where we were. Graham says, tuning in late. Is there a way for those of us without a South African bank account to contribute to Ronaldo's defense fund? No, I don't believe there is, unless you can do a transfer. You have an IBAN and you want to transfer money. You won't be able to help him out in South Africa. The BackaBuddy would have worked. People outside South Africa could have done it. I'm not aware of any way that you can do that because you can transfer money, but you have to do an IBAN transfer, and that's your national banking accounting number, how it works. Is the country running smoother without a government? Yes, it is, Flesh, and things are running pretty darn smoothly. And that's a video I made the other day. You know, South Africans should not be fretting over the lack of a cabinet because no cabinet ministers to steal your liberty and pass laws and rules to oppress you. Okay, what else we got there? Justice will prevail. Let's hope so. Don't forget bad reporting by OL. Okay, N says, answers to the video exposing his Afroform's double standards racism. The guy no longer has a right to criticize Millennium. By the way, when is his important announcement coming? Whose important announcement? Ernst Hertz? Ernst Hertz had an important announcement. He's with Solidarity. Is that? Did you miss that? That happened some time ago. So Marilyn really enjoyed the books. Okay, so cool. All right. Fleshens, N's thing just disappeared. It was here and it's gone. Maybe I missed it here. Lynn says, glad I'm home safely. Appreciate it. Covers elections as well as your interviews. So thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. Okay. Arctic is here. Good to see you there. How was your flight? It was not bad. It was in Comfort Plus, which is like what seats used to be. Yep. Okay. What else we got here? I can't see it. Ronaldo must go and interview Elon Musk. Make sure you stay on the front headlines. Yeah, no. Well, I wish Elon Musk would come on this channel. We could talk about it. It'd be great. I got a song up on my channel, Poking the Empty Minds, Hearts. Okay, more. People go check that out then. Okay. And where did all N's comments go? Do they get deleted? I have to go over and look and see if they got deleted because I want to read them. Suddenly they're not here. Wow, there's all kinds of text not showing up over here. Okay, sorry, I got to go over here. There was some text over here. So, okay, Eric can delete his message. Okay. What does it says? Andrei is keeping his bushy beard in Parliament, just like you. Only his looks like Karl Marx is going to scare Helen. Eric, you didn't have to delete that. There's nothing wrong with that. You can leave that up there. He's just that's not. I mean, look. Okay, let's be clear. What N is doing is trying to start some crap. You can ignore him, but I don't censor people for being cheeky. Otherwise, Matthew Dix would never be on the channel. And even if he's trying to be, now if he calls people racist or he does something wrong, then that's what you get in trouble for. But there's no need to do that. Okay, but that's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't run off, Ed. You're welcome back. Don't run off. I didn't realize that happened. So I was trying to read your comments. It just disappeared. So what else? Kurtz is here. Debbie says, unbelievable. Or should I say how unusual? Top 10 countries overseas. Exactly. Another message deleted. People here regard Ronaldo as their hero. You're surprised Malema kissed the border as long as our hero. I don't know what you're talking about. And nobody here regards Ronaldo as a hero, do they? I don't regard him as a hero. He's a very effective ward counselor in Nelson Mandela Bay and is a member of parliament who earned his way in there. And he's had a YouTube channel that's been very popular and very successful for years. And he's an entertaining guy. So, I mean, hero? No. My hero is the guy that throws his body on a grenade so his 6 buddies don't die in combat. My hero is Madam C.J. Walker, who becomes the first female millionaire in this country, self-made, and she's black. My hero is someone like Bess Coleman, the first black aviatrix. My hero is someone who makes a difference, and in that respect. So, I mean, it's a hero? No. And if Julius Malema is a hero to you, then you are very easily misled. Johan Nell says, sorry for posting here. Not sure if you know yet. Barry's, did he pass? Oh my goodness, Johan. Are you talking about Barry's? Is he passed away? Well, ladies and gentlemen, wow. Oh, man. If I'm reading that correctly, that's sad news to hear. He was the host at the event we did in Uppington 2 years ago, and came to my meet and greet. In Bloemfontein. Very nice gentleman. Very nice. Cape Town guy says, my dad is my hero. Well, that works. Comfort Plus, all the fancy people sit there. No, they don't, Arctic. The people who just, the people who are dumb enough to waste their money sit there. Yeah, so, Johan, no, I did not know that. I've been traveling. I just came back, and so he passed away today. I'm sorry. Yes, Kurtz, and doesn't use his real name. There's a reason for that. Yeah, Erica, give him time. That's fine. Give me a timeout. That's fine, Erica, but it's fine. Sandy says, hopefully the National Health Insurance Committee can keep Kenya in mind. Yeah, exactly. Erica's keeping an eye on him, okay? Dreon says, what's your opinion regarding YouTube telling conservative accounts like Stephen Crowder and Tim Pool they're not allowed to live stream and fact check the debates tomorrow? Oh, did YouTube tell people that? Oh, no, I didn't know that. I have to better check into that. That's bogus. That's violating terms and conditions. Once again, a content creator violating the terms and conditions. The terms and conditions give YouTube no such authority to control your content. You just have to follow their community standards. Unless they publish a community standard that says you can't do that, then they're breaking the contract. And I'm not at all surprised. Not surprised. He was in a coma for the last 2 months. Good Lord, Johan, I didn't know that. I did not know that. Yeah, condolences to his family. Don't you just love the ANC having to pull back their announcement of their Gauteng campaign because they told them to? How their asses must have burned. Yeah, no, I I'm not losing sleep over it. Gauteng is a disaster. It's an absolute disaster. It's a crap hole. You know, as to quote Donald Trump. Joburg is absolutely a disgrace. It's falling apart. That said, it's still in remarkably good conditions. But there's people in Northcliffe, people in Santon have no water. No water. And some have had no water for 2 or 3 days. This is unacceptable. This should never happen in a functioning government. This is ridiculous beyond belief. Robots, half the robots were out in Joburg all the time. Some flashed red, some were just off period. Yep. Debbie says, thank Paulie. We love Chris' interview. I think it made people so much more aware. What one is that? Why do things keep disappearing? I just saw Ronaldo's message disappear. What the hell's going on here? Ronaldo posted something that disappeared. What is going on? Oh, Ronaldo took it back. Okay. Yeah, no, Philip, I don't take any joy in that. I think it's miserable the South Africans have to suffer under such incompetent and incapable governments, and that the political parties are focused on self-aggrandizement, self-enrichment, and craven political power. Yeah, boy. Joburg is about 8 years away from Mogadishu. Yep. And a 17-hour water. There you go. So Maryland, 17 hours. And Ronaldo's putting up the information. If you want to donate to Ronaldo's legal fund, he's put it up there. You're welcome to do that. So I'm not sure what interview Debbie's talking about because I did a lot of them. Yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, but Philip, I think it's just sad. Snow Cabot mentioned, will the ANC maybe start talking to the MK Party of Coalition? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I did a video, and look, I'm not making any predictions. This wasn't a claim. I'm not saying I have inside information. I've talked. I just did the math. I did the math. The current government of national unity, with 10 parties in it, or 11 parties, whatever it is, has 287 votes in Parliament. The DA has 87 seats, including the one Ronaldo's occupying. If you remove the DA from the equation, then the government of national unity doesn't have enough votes to run the country. They have 50%. They have 200. However, if Musi Maimani and Bosa join the coalition, that means you don't need EFF or somebody like that. That gives them 202 and a clear majority, and they don't need the DA. Now, I'm not claiming that's going to happen, but the way things are going, who knows? Still no cabinet mentioned. Yeah, I didn't see that. So is it YouTube that says you can't talk about it? That's bullshit. That's utter crap. You have no water in Rand Park, Windsor, and Blairgowrie. Well, Blair, I drive through Blairgowrie all the time, right past that, going back and forth to Northcliffe and from Santon. Yep, so I know exactly where we're talking about. Yeah. No, this is unacceptable, folks. We're talking about the world's largest man-made forest, millions of people, no water. Why? Because of incompetence. The maintenance being done now should have been done on schedule over the past 2-3 decades, not this crap piling up. And not to mention the ANC never completing the Highlands Water Project. There's supposed to be 3 pipelines. Only one got finished. And I've been to it. I've seen the intake that comes out of Lesotho, down at Clarence. Been there, done that. How many journalists can tell you that? I've done that. Anyway, so yeah. 198 people currently here, 132 likes. I love it, folks. Keep it coming. Stick with the program. Stick with us. You're going to get the clear, concise, objective, not unbiased. We all have a personal bias, but I'll tell you my bias. Capitalism is the single best economic system in the history of humankind, and representative democracy is the best form of government we've yet invented. But nothing's pretty. So that's my bias, and I think that all people are the same. We are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights, among them life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what I believe in. And if you don't like that, that's their problem. So black people, white people, brown people, Christian, Muslims, Jews, Wiccans, even Wiccans. Yeah, people believe in witchcraft. Ooh, hocus pocus. Anyway, that's probably kind of unfair. That's not what the Wiccans believe in. But anyway, you get my point. Still to come, Valdam falls down. Oh, good Lord, that'd be scary. Artie says, let's see if we can go 90 days. It would be great to see how it goes 90 days without ministers. You probably wouldn't even notice. Julie Dunks says the Welsh Dragon. What about the Welsh Dragon? What's going on there? Hi, Chris. I agree with your sentiments on Gauteng, but my point is there is hope when the DA are able to pull it. Oh, yeah, no. Your point is correct, Philip. Okay, I got you. If that was your point, it didn't come across to me. I'm tired. I've been traveling for 24 hours. I'm hungry. I'm going to get something to eat here. I can go for a walk and check my hip out, make sure it's working okay, and then I'm going to get something to eat, and then I got a radio show tonight. So, and tomorrow morning I'll be interviewed on Megaphone Sports. We're doing it once again. We did the segment. It seems to be quite popular on that channel. I wish I would get that kind of stuff on my channel, my rugby channel. But anyway, by the way, I was in Atlanta, folks. Can you believe this? This is, I mean, look, I can't go anywhere, and misbehave. I just can't do it because people will know it's me. I mean, look, I'm not boasting. It's just a statement of fact. I'm in the train in Atlanta. There's a gentleman and his wife there, and nodded hello, and he kept looking at me and looked away, and then suddenly I noticed that he was looking down at my bag, which is my British and Irish Lions series bag for the series that none of us could go to in South Africa because there are no audience, no fans, no spectators. But I did get the bag. I ordered it before the tour, and so I had it. And it was my carry-on. And so he saw that, and he looked at me and says, aren't you the rugby colonel? And they're Americans. They're Americans, and they watch me because of the rugby. That was so cool. Blairgowrie is the first place we settled when we came in from the Congo as refugees. Wow. Sean says, I hope and pray the government does not fast-track globalist agendas now that they're going to do their best to get 6.6 block change. If that happens, I'm going to Idaho. Well, Idaho's lovely, but there's parts you want to stay away from. Jackie Spitz says, I'm so happy to see you're safe and sound at home. God bless you in all your endeavors. Thank you so much for that, Jackie. I appreciate it. Atlanta sucks. I agree. Overcrowded traffic is insane. The heat is terrible. It is just a heat sink. I don't like Atlanta at all. I haven't liked it for 30 years. CNN told YouTube to tell content creators to contact CNN regarding live streaming. Tim Pool did a great breakdown. Okay, I'll have to go watch the Tim Pool thing so I don't get in trouble. Thank you for that, Matthew. Yeah, Stephen, your flight was 15 hours to Atlanta and you still have the energy. It was 16 hours to Atlanta, and then I had a 4-hour layover, and then I had a 2-hour flight, hour and a half flight to Harrisburg, and a half-hour drive. When are you going to shave? The big reveal. Oh, my big reveal, the beard. Well, I mean, can I shave the beard? I mean, look, folks, I got recognized on the train in Atlanta at the airport. How random is that? I mean, how random is that? Arctic says people sleep on airplanes. Not me, Arctic, because the jerk-offs think that their chair is a recliner. Hey, we're just going to pretend we're on the beach. Smacked right into my knees. I couldn't even put my soft drink there because there's not enough space between the ass-wipe seat that comes back and the space where my Coca-Cola can goes. So I couldn't even enjoy my beverage. 9 hours of that horse crap. Selfish, ignorant little pricks. That's what people are like that. Yep. No, sleep on the plane, no. And then you got the jerk-offs that come along, and they all think that the seats are their armrests. They grab your seat as they go along and grip on it, wake you up. Yeah, never mind the fact that if you sit three abreast, people have to go to the bathroom, and that's no fault of their own. So they wake you up to go to the bathroom. Sleep? I didn't sleep on the plane. I rested periodically for a few minutes. I'll tell you one thing that helped put me to doze off. You know what that was? Is that whose line is it anyway? That was great. Anyway, but sleep on the plane? No. The people who sat in the cheap seats you're talking about, they slept perfectly fine because there were a lot of empty seats back there. They had 3 to themselves. They stretch out. Nobody bothered them. Nope. Sleep on a plane. Give me a break. Maybe the pilots sleep there, Arctic, but not as a passenger. People in the pods up in front, the business class, they sleep. But no, not the rest of us, because people have no respect for anyone else. When I walk through a plane, depending on the model plane, I'm reaching up, put my hands up there. So if the plane shifts or if it gets some turbulence, by the way, there's a lot of freaking turbulence on this flight. Didn't bother me. I don't mind it. You know, I've dropped 20,000 feet before in a plane. It didn't bother me. A little nerve-wracking, but it was fine. I grab those things. Or I reach up. I brace myself. I never touch people's seats. It's so rude, so disrespectful. And then people think they're on the beach reclining. Woo! So rude. Who do you think you are? Invading my space. Asswipe. Anyway, so I like you without the beard, like the one you have as your profile pic. Well, thank you for that, Ursula. Don't go there. PTSD, British Airways. Jillian says, glad you're home safe. Well, thank you so much for that. I take it you don't like being on planes. No, Congo Chris, I don't like being commercial planes because they're greedy bastards who have made it impossible to fly. And plus, people have made it possible to fly. The number of people on flights that are just rude all the time is amazing. Although on this flight there weren't that many rude people, so I'll give them that. But no, this constant reducing the space between, it's impossible. I was paralyzed last year for 2 weeks because of a flight, or the year before because of that stupid freaking Lufthansa flight where my knees were jammed into my chest, and I asked the flight attendant to ask the jerk off in front of me to put their seat up, and she said no. And I asked, and the person told me to go get stuff. What am I supposed to do? Start a fight on a plane? So I'm stuck like that. For 12 hours. I couldn't walk for 2 weeks after that. I sat here in agony doing streams every day. So no, I don't like flying. I used to love flying. It used to be enjoyable when you had space. When they didn't jam people in like sardines. Anyway. Is there not a way to contribute to Ronaldo? Well, Ronell, good point. I think Ronaldo has a PayPal. You could send him money on PayPal. But, it's you could do that probably. Aren't you tall, so planes are... Yes, exactly, Michael. The planes are too small. That's the problem. But they weren't always too small. Arctic says, I have new respect for American carriers after ending up on an Emirates flight 2 weeks. Really? I always heard Emirates are good, but I've never flown them. What's my policy on armrest on a plane? Well, I think people should share the armrest because you need to rest. I mean, first off, if you're sitting in the aisle, you're going to get banged all the time if you put your arm in the armrest. So you really can't use that one very much because people are the size of heifers. Come through there. And, so you really can't use that. If you're in the middle, kind of sucks because you're looking for one. So just try to share it. The lady next to me last night, we kind of shared it most of the time. Sometimes, she had it and I didn't. Colonel could have been the next crazy airplane girl. Exactly. Nope, not going to happen. No, but I mean, Lufthansa, and I could, when I got my food, I couldn't eat on that Lufthansa flight. I politely asked the flight attendant, could you get this person to move the seat up? Because they told me no. And I couldn't eat the food. I mean, here. This is where the back of the seat was. I'm sitting upright. Not slouched, not hungover, not leaning forward, sitting upright, and I can't lift my fork up because there's seats there. That's horse shit. Anyway. Gutter's been voted the best carrier. Really? I didn't know that. Book United. No, I've done United. Yeah. I didn't know you could change it right up until boarding. Yeah, but I've flown United. They all suck. Lufthansa used to be fantastic. They used to be fantastic. They're not anymore. Dragon comment was a mistake. Okay, Julie, that's fine. It was a long time ago. That's kind of random. Yes, and if you sit next to a Gen Z that passes out on booze and then have to climb over them and get to the bathroom, eat 2 tablespoons of garlic. I give myself a wide berth. Air Egypt, give it, what's this? Cairo to Joburg, 19 hours, refuel in some old Airbus. Oh, gosh, Jan, that's terrible. Was hit on the head and told, lift your seat. Said, public transport, do as they say. Wow. That was British Airways? That's insane. Someone hit you on the head, Demi? Ooh. Yeah, look, people are rude on flights. Although these flights, people at both flights I was just on, people were pretty good. But I mean, the last couple times I've flown to South Africa, I've flown to Europe, people are very rude. I mean, and there's a whole... Air travel has become the domain of hicks and everybody else. And people behave like that on the airplanes, yep. Have had it before eating my food, leaning into aisle. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, no, but my flights were good. Thank you all for asking. I appreciate the interest. We just lost 20 people who don't want to watch anymore because I'm talking about my flights. So, yeah, but let's get to the other news. So let me talk more about Kenya. So what is this all about? Why are people upset with this tax thing in Kenya? Well, Kenya needs the money. The government needs money, probably because they don't spend it wisely. But they want to tax basic items. The bill proposed a 16% sales tax on bread and 25% on cooking oil. Ouch. And they want to put a tax on financial transactions as well as a new annual tax on vehicle ownership amounting 2.5% of the value of the vehicle. Well, that's crazy. That's leftist garbage there. And they were going to drop an eco levy. Anyway, but yeah, so that stuff is gone now. Kenya is not going to do that. He's backed out of it. North Korea, their intercontinental ballistic missile has exploded. Suspect North Korean hypersonic missile exploded in flight, according to South Korea. Wow. This story by Hyung-Jin Kim. Suspect the hypersonic missile launched by North Korea exploded in flight today, South Korea's military told us, as North Korea protests the regional deployment of U.S. aircraft carrier for a military drill with South Korea and Japan, which we do every year. The North Koreans need to get over themselves. Denmark will tax farmers to death. Yep. The world's first idiotic carbon tax on livestock will cost farmers $100 per cow. And I think they should charge every leftist idiot who farts and passes gas and has flatulence 1,000 euros for their stupidity. Dairy farmers in Denmark face having to pay an annual tax of 672 kroner per cow for the planet heating emissions they generate. Country's coalition government agreed this week to introduce the dumbest frickin' tax on the planet. It means new levies on livestock start in 2030. Now, it's a major dairy and pork exporter, so they are screwed. They're destroying the agriculture in Denmark or driving the prices of their agricultural projects through the roof. And as I mentioned earlier, Julian Assange, the bastard who commissioned the theft of U.S. secrets, which led to the death of over 200 agents around the world murdered by state regimes who killed them. Julian Assange walks free. Julian Assange, Stella Assange say WikiLeaks founder needs time to let our family be a family before speaking publicly. Well, touchdown. Plane carrying Julian Assange has landed in Australia, bringing the 14-year-old legal battle to an end. We've got more to come, but now we can say he's home. Good riddance. He's arrived in Canberra after being released from prison in the UK and then pleading guilty to violating U.S. espionage law to court in the Pacific Island territory of Saipan on Wednesday. Assange, U.S. government agreed that he would admit guilt to one criminal count of conspiring to obtain and disclose classified information. He was sentenced to time served with no supervisory period. Speaking of reporters, he spent 5 years in the high-security jail and 7 years at the Ecuadorian embassy in London. And once again, like all criminals who violate our national security, he's allowed to walk free. Hillary Clinton, walking free. Julian Assange, walking free. That scumbag who revealed all the NSA secrets and got people killed, he's walking free. Haiti is now got police from Kenya. We were promised to go there. They finally showed up. Haiti's interim Prime Minister Gary Conille has vowed to end lawlessness. Well, good luck with that, buddy, with the Kenyan-led international force deployed. 400 Kenyan police officers is the first tranche of international force, but that is not going to stop the carnage in Haiti, where gangs rule the country. One super chat, one lineup. Huh? What are we talking about there? All right, so tricks of the trade. Yes, that's correct. Winnie says, I use Zoom to send money to South Africa. It's part of PayPal and very secure. Okay, that's another option there. At least it's a lot quieter on planes after, yeah. I'm beginning to think I need anesthetic to sleep. Siamese a pain. I'm sorry to hear that, Debbie. Cows are a real fart, but love my steaks. I don't know what Ronaldo's talking about. One super chat, one line up. I don't know what that means. Chris, what are your top 5 books you ever read? Yes, Atlas Shrugged, the whole Ayn Rand stuff I've read. Top 5 books, I don't know off the top of my head. That's a tough one to ask. I've answered that question elsewhere, but I wouldn't know what to say right now. Thank you for asking, though, Joel. But I bought a whole bunch of new books back from this trip. Yeah, my whole counter, my kitchen counter is full of books, and my suitcases were full of books from this, including books that Marilyn gave me. Really nice of her, generous of her to give me some books. Yeah, there's going to be a force of 2,500 officers of various nations, and it's not going to work. Haiti will still be run by gangs. All right, so Rivian, that's the battery auto electric vehicle manufacturer that failed epically, is being bailed out by Volkswagen. Yes, the automaker's new partnership combines the scale of incumbent with the clean sheet technology of a startup. $5 billion gamble for Volkswagen. The Wolfsburg-based German auto manufacturer is pouring money into a loser. Rivian gets the thing it needs most out of the deal, cash. Volkswagen gets in exchange is not really clear. Yes, well, here's another dumb move by the Volkswagen Audi Gemeinschaft, VAG. Dumb. We'll see what happens. The Supreme Court has ruled on the Biden regime's ability to collude with social media companies to censor our speech. States had argued the federal government strong-armed social media platforms into towing the line on various issues, which is what they did. Yep. But the justices voted 6-3 that those challenging the government lacked legal standing to do so. All right. Of course, standing refers to the right of someone to sue in court. The parties must show a strong enough connection to the law or action complaint to justify their participation in the lawsuit. Therefore, basically, the Supreme Court said that the attorneys general don't have a strong enough position, but that's horse manure. The attorneys general represent the citizens. The citizens are the ones who have been infringed upon. Therefore, they're trying to defend the rights of the citizens. So basically, what the Supreme Court is telling us is that when a private citizen takes this case to the Supreme Court, then we'll get a different outcome. Anyway, the ability of the Biden regime or any corrupt government, whether it's under any president whatsoever, to censor our free speech is unacceptable. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the First Amendment to the Constitution, ratified in 1789. The First Amendment states right here, as I've read hundreds of times, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, therefore no state religion like the Anglican Church, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. You have freedom to worship. Or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press. Could it be any clearer? No law doing that, which means they cannot interfere in free speech. Now, speech isn't free in every sense. If you have dangerous speech and you trying to cause harm to people, then that is breaking the law. But that's not speech. That's public endangerment. Atlas Shrugged is Sandy's favorite all time one. Unconfirmed possible earthquake, Melkbos. In South Africa, an earthquake. Wow. Okay. Exciting. We would live to see the book library recommendation, Chris. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, look, I can do some things coming up because a lot of people have discovered the channel recently, and I see some of them have been here tonight. So, I mean, I've been asked to do several things, like would you show us your medals and tell us about your decorations and talk about your career? Again, I don't do that very often because look behind me. Do you see anything hanging on the wall? Nothing. If I pan the camera around, there's nothing, not even a single thing on the wall I'm looking at right there. It's a blank wall in my studio. And over here, I've got a Japanese curtain hanging up. 4-piece Japanese curtain separated from my sitting room. Yeah, you can't shout fire in a crowded theater because it's public endangerment. It's not free speech. Thank the Lord, Elon Musk and the Twitter files. Yes, Congo, but nothing's come of it. Nobody's been charged. The government, now they're going to get away with it. So I must be moving from the flights. No, I'm okay. But that will probably hit me tonight. What about when people panhandle online? What do you mean panhandle online? Beg for money? Slippery pickle? I mean, I don't understand what you mean. Panhandling is someone standing in a street corner asking for money. I've never heard of panhandling online. You talking about e-begging? It's perfectly legal. I mean, unless some jurisdictions pass some law against it, but it's certainly not illegal. Robert says, glad to see you're safe and sound. Thank you so much for that. It was an earthquake, the quarry blast. Oh, thank you for sharing that, Monray Sieberts. Right, so the Supreme Court has tossed that case out. Donald Trump leads in 5 of 7 states, according to the Washington Post. I know this is burning the shorts of the leftists. Yep. Trump is trusted more than Biden on democracy among key swing state voters. So they're claiming in Pennsylvania it's a tie, and that Wisconsin, Biden is up by less than 1%. Michigan, Trump is up by 3. North Carolina, Trump by 4. Nevada, Trump by 5. Arizona by 5. Georgia by 5. Well, I don't really buy that. I strongly believe that this is horse manure, and Trump is up by 7 to 10 everywhere. Yep, Leah Levine, international human rights advocate, dies at the age of 98. Oof. Ooh, Easter egg hunt on your shelf once you've relaxed and recovered. Oh, yeah, there'll be some Easter egg stuff coming out. So, yeah. Will Mark Oppenheimer at least help Ronaldo? Well, Faye, Mark Oppenheimer is not a defense attorney. So it's important to understand that. He's an advocate. He's a constitutional attorney. So that's not his role. So Mark is not the right guy for this, I believe. Yeah, the Easter egg hunt will be coming, folks. It will be coming. So, yeah. Anyway, what else we got here? So that's pretty amazing. So let's go back and look at that again. So Trump is leading in so many of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 7. And he's tied in 1 and barely behind Wisconsin. But I don't believe he's behind any of them. This is horse manure. This is after they've done a civil judgment against him, which is bogus. It's not law. They broke the law. They changed the law to oppress him. This is after a bogus conviction for a non-existent crime, which will be overturned on appeal. If you showcase your medals, you'll more than likely be called racist by the left, as that's seen as loving your country. Well, I've done it before, so they can say what they want. That isn't racist. Why did I have to resubscribe? Francois Fondavesto, because YouTube targets this channel and targets me, and always has since almost the very beginning when I soared. We went from 2 to 23,000 subscribers in just 5 months, 10 to 15,000 views every single day, and 2,500 hours of content viewed every single day, and I was producing hundreds of videos. I produced 1,800 videos before my channel was removed, the original channel. You've been unsubscribed because YouTube is evil. It's evil censorship platform. But they have the best business model. No one can replicate it. Rumble sucks. Odyssey sucks. Subscribestar sucks. Patreon sucks. They all suck. Facebook sucks even worse. No one has this model. Erica is ashamed of her handwriting. Eric, you had 2 strokes. I mean, your handwriting was fine. I can read it. My handwriting's atrocious. So just ask Sean and Ilza, whom I left a book. I left them a book. My chicken scratch is hard to read. So, yeah. Sorry, Francois. Please, what you got to do is you got to save the bookmark and don't count on YouTube to show you. And you got to know that every single day at 6 p.m. South Africa time, regardless of what time it is in America, I am doing news broadcasts unless I'm traveling somewhere or I'm involved in consulting. Now, there was a little bit of a break where I didn't do it every single day during the campaign season, but I did most of it. When I ran for office, I still did most of those. Yeah. Arctic says someone should have been a doctor. Oh, because of my handwriting, yes. Yeah, I think that's true. What's wrong with Ronaldo? What do you mean what's wrong with Ronaldo, Menage a Trois? That's a very open-ended question, I understand. By the way, there's a few Easter eggs back here. If anybody noticed them, so over here we've got a teddy bear that somebody made me. Yep, anyway. But, this is my Night Owls thing. By the way, folks, it's not too late. If you're curious, if you'd like, we've got a few places you can vote for here. So here you go. Land now and jobs now. Oops. Stop load shedding from the EFF. Ooh, there you go. So, I repatriated that. There you go. So there's that one. What else we got here? These aren't all of them. These are just some of the ones I've got. Here you go. I sent this one to Neil when I was in Durban. This one's from Durban. So I cleaned up the streets of South Africa one street at a time. There's Neil. Then we've got this one here from ACDP. They actually gave me this one. I didn't remove trash. This was given to me on election night. I got this one at Parklands. They were folding up their tent and they gave me this. All right, and then, ladies and gentlemen, ultimately, I think we all really want to go out and vote for Tony Pat. So we want to stop the suffering. So there you go. Switch to good. Okay. Okay, so there you go. So there's some of the signs. I managed to get them all back. So Freelance Kate says, why did you bring those home with you? Why wouldn't I? Freelance Kate it's history. It's history. It's history. I have my yard signs. I lost my election. All these parties lost. So can't hear where it must be old age. Your handwriting's special, Chris, but Ilse is saying not as special or soothing as your voice. Well, I think that's a compliment. Yeah. Menage a Trois, again, what do you mean, what's wrong with Ronaldo? Please, I don't understand what you're saying. Parler was pretty good. Yeah, but Parler was censored and removed by Amazon Web Services. Vesa Lemmer says it's like a black box in a plane. Erica heard the bang. Wow. No ways, Chris. You are hysterical. You actually got them home. Well, you covered the elections, so you go. Exactly, Debbie. And I've got MK. I've got Bosa. I got a whole stack more in the other room. I just wanted to show this. How the hell did you pack or transport the posters? Garrett, I'm a very clever traveler. I managed to bring some Lay's barbecue chips from South Africa home with me. By the way, in Atlanta, they actually asked the question now, do you have any biltong? I've never been asked that question before. Apparently, people are bringing too much biltong into America, and you're not allowed to do that. So Arctic can attest to this. I was actually asked the question by the immigration officer, do you have biltong? I said, no. 6 kilos, but that doesn't count. No. Can you put up EFF poster on a pole there so the EFF can be fined in dollars? Mike says, welcome home. Mike is in Pennsylvania. Good to see you there, Mike. No, I didn't see any BLF posters. I got all the ones I could. Look, so I cleaned the streets of, let's see, Northcliffe. That was the last one I got. So Northcliffe, Parklands, where else? What else? Pretoria, PE, Durban. Yeah. Anyway, about six or seven different towns. You designed the ACDB logo years ago. Wow. I didn't know that, Erica. It's cool. What else? Hermanus. Did I clean one in Hermanus? I don't think I did. How did they pronounce biltong? The way I just said it, biltong. That's the guy said biltong. Yeah, wow. Yeah. History in the making is definitely most unique by far election. Yeah, look, it is, Debbie, and I wanted to remember it. So, I mean, I will forever have this poster now. Well, not forever. You know, yeah. But that's actually a pretty good poster from the EFF. I mean, you think about it. Look at this. Not bad. Not bad. Stop the load shedding. Other than the land nonsense. That's nonsense. Yeah. Anyway, so. Yeah. So I did. I brought them back. You guys thought I was kidding. And by the way, all the idiots are like, oh, you can't do that. You have to remove them after the election. I don't know if it's 48 hours or 10 days or 14 days, but you're required by law. And by the way, in the Western Cape, they were almost all gone. When I came back to the Cape, after going back up for the final, the last 3 days, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, I was in South Africa. I did not see any other than a couple EFF signs in the Cape Flats. Other than that, I saw no yard signs in Stellenbosch, in Summers West, Gordons Bay, Cape Town. Nowhere. What's the story of the garbage balloons North Korea is sending to South Korea? They had to cancel air flights because of safety risk. I have not seen that, but North Korea is trying to provoke a conflict with South Korea. They've been doing it for several months, and the Biden regime is asleep at the wheel, so we've got a really serious concern. People are worried about lots of things. You should worry about North and South Korea because that could be very close to coming. And see, Arctic says 30 days. I've been told by politicians, elected officials in South Africa, it's 14 days, and someone said 10. All I know is they have to come down. Yes, a war is brewing, Jackie, and I've been warning people about it for a couple of years. Immigration officers hoping to score some Bolton. No, I don't think so. Some Michael Bolton. There's only one solution, America first. Yep. Was in Santon with Twin and never seen so many posters up still. Actually, I saw ANC posters being removed by people in Santon a week after the election. I mean, it was less than a week. I was impressed. Cape Town, we've heard no broadcast from Coburg. Well, okay. It's possible, Ronaldo, they only asked the question coming from South Africa. I would imagine that's the case, but they knew where I came from. He asked me where I came from. I said Cape Town. He said, do you have any biltong? I said, just 6 kilos. It's with these 16 bottles of wine I'm carrying. Would you like one? Now, what's happening in Russia and North Korea? Well, Russia is just looking for friends. They need artillery rounds. They're running out of artillery rounds. That's what that's all about. They need artillery rounds, folks. They really do. They're in bad shape. 4.1 million migrants is what the Washington Post says. No, criminal alien invaders. Where they're from and where they live in the U.S. Guatemala, Honduras, Venezuela, Colombia, El Salvador, and Mexico. Yes, and they're all over the damn place. They have no business being here whatsoever. Let me see if I can check on this story real quick. They're not migrants. They're criminal alien invaders. They got to stop saying that. Yes, EFF signs were still up. I saw EFF signs. Sean and Ilse and I, we traveled to Hermanus. We saw EFF signs up in the informal neighborhoods that are sprouting up all over on that route. What a horrible thing. When he says, just make sure the dogs don't come. Yeah, that's right. The dogs. That damn dog got my biltong in Howick. Yep. Any South Africans on the migrant list? Nope. Nope. There are none there. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, Sparky Bowman has lost his primary run. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The insurrectionist himself, Jamal Bowman, the race-hustling insurrectionist, amateur fireman, Sparky Bowman, the man who pulled the fire alarm to disrupt Congress, actually committed a felony by intentionally interfering with an official proceeding, with something people were fraudulently charged with on January 6th. This guy actually did as a sitting member of Congress, and because he's got sufficient tin, he's allowed to get away with it because the demon rats control the House of Representatives. So they let Sparky Bowman do what he wants. But guess what? The race-hustling Sparky Bowman, Jamal Bowman, is without a job. Thank goodness. Another one bites the dust. Yep, New York Congressman Jamal Bowman lost a primary challenge according to projections in a closely watched race. George Latimer, a 70-year-old, entered the race in December at the urging of local Jewish leaders who were angry that Bowman was critical of Israel. Mr. Bowman, a former useless school principal, accused Israel of genocide. That's a lie. And repeatedly questioned the Biden administration's support of Israel's government. One group, the American Israeli Public Affairs Committee, spent $15 million in the primary to unseat the left-wing lunatic from the 16th Congressional District. $24.8 million was spent by various groups. 88% of the votes were counted, and Mr. Latimer won 58% of the vote compared to Sparky getting just 42%. I love it. Sparky is gone. Sparky Bowman, the race-hustling piece of feces from the 16th District of New York, is no longer in the House of Representatives. Now it's time to move on to Ayanna Presley, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, and all the other lunatics from the squad. Boom, boom, boom. AOC's boobs won. She has boobs. I didn't notice that. Anyway. So, Canada's oil sands. While Joe Biden's attack on energy in America has eviscerated our energy markets and the energy futures and driven up energy costs around the planet and impoverished millions of Americans and people around the world, Canada's oil sands is rocking the night away. That's right. They're making tons of money off those oil sands. Yep. The American oil patch's poor northern neighbor offers investors stellar returns. That's right, folks. Canada's oil sands were once a high-cost, dirty, unloving sibling to America's fast-growing shale, but not anymore. Oil sands producers have been among the top-performing companies in the energy sector over the past year. Shares of the four largest Canadian oil sands producers by market capitalization have gained 37% over the last year. Two of those companies, Canadian Natural Resources and Imperial Oil, now fetch higher valuation multiples in some measures than their U.S. supermajor Chevron. Things weren't always that rosy. Oil sands facilities required enormous upfront spending, were expensive to operate, and had a controversial environmental footprint. But Canadian oil typically commanded steep discounts because of chronic lack of pipeline capacity. But things have changed. And Canada is producing a lot of oil. Yep. The Trans Mountain Pipeline added 590,000 barrel a day expansion. Wow. Wow. Things are looking up for the oil sands in Canada. If you want to invest in Canada in oil, that's the place to do it, folks. Because Joe Biden is trying to destroy our energy. Donald Trump and Joe Biden will have a debate. Debate? I mean, that implies that there's two people in the conversation. Joe, over here. Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. He'll start a world war. He'll fund Ukraine. He'll support Israel. Wait, aren't we doing that? Yes, Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. Such a threat that they have to fake charge against him. To many Americans, it might seem like a summertime TV rerun, but President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump are debating tomorrow night in a seminal moment for their campaigns. Not really. 85% of the country's already made up their mind. 85% of the country already knows they're going to vote for the demented, diaper-wearing, adult nappies spokesman, Joe Biden or Donald Trump. Joe Biden will be on stage, but Obama will speak on his behalf. Correct. It's like Jacob Zuma will speak to the nation. Only he won't. And Dele will speak to the nation. I'm going to read a statement from Jacob Zuma, who is functionally illiterate, so we know he didn't write this, but we're going to read this statement anyway. Yes, all right, Marilyn, you're rolling on the floor because Joe debating. That's going to be funny. Will it be Dark Brandon who shows up? Will Dark Brandon be there? Hey, by the way, check these out. Someone left these at the VFW. I got these. They're kind of cool. I don't know what it's all about, but Vet for Life with an X on it. I don't know if that's from the exchange or whatever. Veteran for Life. That's kind of a cool patch. I don't know what it's for, but somebody gave it to me. How do we know it's the actual Donald Trump and Joe Biden debating? We don't know. It could be AI. Yes, Jackie, I plan to cover it, but apparently YouTube is telling people that they can't cover it. So I'm going to have to take a look. If that's the case, maybe I go on Rumble and do it. So Sean says, can we please contract Donald Trump to build a wall for the Cape of Good Hope? I'll put 50 on the super chat table. Joe gets replaced within 30 days of the debate. Well, that's interesting. Marilyn says, very cool. That is interesting. So let's take a look at what's going on in the chat, because I haven't done that over here in a bit. And we've got 163 likes now, 150 people still here at this hour. We're going to wrap up here in about 6 minutes, folks, because I got a few things to do. And thank you all. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, whether you're just curious about me being back in the States, those who've rediscovered the channel, those who've discovered it for the first time, and, of course, the usual suspects, Kaiser Sose, and the rest of you here who show up as usual suspects. Really appreciate that. Look, it's difficult to get a following and retain a following on this platform. But, again, they have the best business model, and, frankly, the only major beef I have with them is their censorship, number one. And number two, I guess two beefs, is their unfair amount of money they take from super chats. Now, we've gotten no super chats in the stream. I just realized that. Not a single super chat. But, yeah, they take 30%. I think that's excessive. It should be 5 or 10%. Advertising, they take 45%. I got no beef with that. By the way, folks, because all the South Africans watching my content, even though the revenue per minute is only about 1/5 of what it is in the U.S., but so many people watch my content when I was in South Africa that I actually am making money from advertising this month. Not much. I mean, it's enough. Let me look. It might be enough to cover my... The ad revenue alone might cover my cable and my internet bill. Let me just take a look real quick and see here. Yes, it will just cover and leave me enough for, I don't know, a couple hamburgers and then a Starbucks. Yeah, so that'll cover. But, of course, then, half of it comes out to pay the federal government. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, membership's actually now the third largest source of income, the small amount of income the channel generates. But thank you for that. We've had a lot of viewership this month. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Let me just go back here and review. So this month we've had nearly 500,000 views. Bosch Zebra just gave away 10 memberships. I didn't see that. So Freelance Kate, Slippery Pickle, Pip Jacobs, Alan Kotze, Chris Ehlers, Sharon, Fundaventa, Mr. Punisher, Shawnee, JP Dreckmeyer, and Laudine Monday. Wow. And there's some of the usual suspects right there that just got the memberships. So we've had 42,000 hours of content watched. I used to get 2,500 per day, so that's not bad for a month. We've gained almost 2,000 subscribers in my time in South Africa, and we had 500,000 views, which is higher than normal by a wide margin. It's still a lot less than we like. Now, that's what we know. We know that many tens of thousands of South Africans are actually watching this program who are not logged in, who don't have a YouTube account. So I don't get credit for the view. I don't get credit for the hours watched. And any ad revenue that's generated as a consequence of that video goes directly 100% to YouTube. So just so you know that. Hopefully Joe the Oxygen Thief, not our Joe S.A. Mexican comedian. That's right. After the chat sent us to Ronaldo's chat, he needs to return. Huh? No idea what Faye's talking about there. No idea. Debating with myself whether to donate to you, Chris, on PayPal. PayPal, I do better. So if people want to donate to me on PayPal, I'm not asking Erica to do that. In fact, I encourage her not to do it. But where's my PayPal at? It's here somewhere. PayPal, Chris. There it is. So if you want to donate, in fact, I haven't been in there in ages. Let me take a look and see if anybody's been there. So am I going to have to give some special code to get into PayPal? I think I've been there in like 2 or 3 months. Let me log in. So I don't even know if I have money in there. So there we go. Let's see if it gets me in. Come on. Oh, it's going to send me a code to my phone, of course. Continue on web. Okay, there we go. Right. I don't see any activity here. Let me see. Nope, no recent ones. Where's my act? Oh, there's the activity. I'm trying to find the activity. I say that's how long it's been since no transactions yet. That's nonsense. Oh, that's last night. 90 days. Nothing. Wow. This year. I received $2.32 from TikTok. January 15th, I got $2.32 from TikTok. That's funny. Last year. Last year we got some activity. So this year hasn't done much of anything. Yep. Oh, Janet Lady sent me something there. Then prop. And yep, so yeah, there you go. So nothing this year. But you guys want to donate on PayPal, you can do that. I donate, but being mentioned at the top, iAllStory doesn't pay much. Hey, Grow Big TV, just me for president. Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you. And Pierre Arbon says, happy you're there. And Robert says, Leka Stream. It's such an easy system, PayPal. It is, except that they take a fee now. And that's kind of sucky. But yeah, it is pretty good. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, so it's there. If anybody wants to actually contribute, you're welcome to do that. So anyway, yeah, PayPal. So that's why I keep that handy. Yep. Have a lovely lunch. Thank you again for coming. Well, it'll be dinner for me. Venmo. I have a Venmo account, but what's going on with that? I don't like Venmo. Here we go. Let me see if I can get in my Venmo account. Log in. Let me see. I don't think I've ever gotten any money out of it. Oh no, I have to look it up, so it's not in here. It's not saved. So, all right. Should agree. He needed a break from babysitting duties. Who needed a break from babysitting duties? All right. Okay. PayPal is a mission to use from South Africa. South Africa want to hold on every. Yeah, no, I don't know how it works from South Africa, but anyway, let me take that off the screen. But yeah, they take a fee if you send money to and from South Africa, foreign currency. It used to be there was no charge for it, but now there is. Whoops, I don't want that. There we go. Right. On a positive note, Virgin Active is off X. Why is that? Why is Virgin Active off of X? Did they leave it because they didn't like it? I don't know. Anyway, so 140 people currently here. It's been 1 hour and 30 minutes, 175 likes, 11 new members, 1 new member on their own, then 10 that were paid for. Thank you so much for that. Hey, folks, I'm going to wrap it up here. I will be back tomorrow, and we'll be doing the news, and then we'll see if we get time for a Night Owls tomorrow. But thank you so much, and anything breaks on the cabinet, I'll come in with that, and I'll do it. So if you hear some news, feel free to send me a WhatsApp. I'll be sleeping, as it'll be nighttime for me, but I'll check my phone if I wake up, and then I'll go do something covered. Thank you all so much. Those who were part of my trip, those who supported my trip, those who provided lodging, those who provided company, those who met with me for discussions, those who just really supported and viewed the program. Thank you all so much for that. It is a very humbling experience. Look, once again today, in the train at the airport in Atlanta, a gentleman and his wife knew who I was and loved my rugby coverage. That was incredible. That was really nice. All because they welcomed dudes in women's bathrooms and got screwed on X for it. Okay, cool. Gotcha. Good night, everybody. Hey, Graham, how's it going? And y'all take care, and we'll see you here tomorrow probably. Gosh, my eyes are really out of whack. I can't see clearly now. That helps a lot there. Okay, so cheers, everybody. Take care of yourself. Be safe out there. And remember, don't take those wood nickels.